The name of his daughter, but Alexa was written about right here in New Hampshire.
Billy Joel?
Yeah. It was all about the fishing industry and how the guys are slowly getting regulated out of business.
Yes.
In my lifetime, I never ever in my life thought I'd see the price of halibut more than swordfish. Halibut's going to cost you at least $20-21 a pound. Swordfish, you can get it on sale for $15.
They want to take all of people that are self-sufficient off of the outback in the Russian areas where they have the feeding of baby seals.
Yeah.
They're actually just, they're living off the land. There's not a lot of them. And, some seals get their heads beaten. But they're trying to outlaw that. And then these people that have lived out for tens of thousands of years now can't because, somebody brought a video camera out and they,
Yeah.
And so I'm all for seals being beaten in the head if, people can live out in the outback and be self-sufficient. So they're gonna have us all live in little 200 square foot slabs if they can get away with it.
But
then the elite will.
But you know what's happening too. I take it because you guys are from here in New England. You've heard about all the stuff with the great whites, and we're actively tagging them and stuff like that. The great white sharks.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to know why they're up here?
Why?
This is more seals.
You got it. The seal population up on the north coast of Cape Cod has exploded. As a matter of fact, the people there say they won't swim in some areas because the seal feces are so thick that they're afraid they're going to get sick from if they go in the ocean.
Wow.
Well, they're like sea cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're the delicacy that the great whites love. Problem is, great whites can't eat enough of them. What's happened is, apparently, I don't know, it was about 10 years ago, I think there's maybe 400 of them. And I heard something insane recently. There's like 25,000 of them now up in that area of Cape Cod. And that they're getting, and that, that's why the great whites are migrating up there. For that matter, well, are you guys familiar with Woods Hole?
Woods Hole is what?
Part of Falmouth. It's where the Steamship Authority comes on.
Okay, now we are.
Oh, yeah.
Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've got a guy who's working out of there. His name's Dr. Jeff Skomal, and he's an expert on great whites, and he's actively doing a tagging program. These tags that they're hitting them with, they're actually catching the great whites, yanking them out of the water, and putting a $6,000 transponder on them. You can actually go on to like CBS, I think it's called CBS and NBC. If you go on to the local affiliates from Boston, you can actually get an app on your smartphone where you can track them. Now I got to show you this. This is kind of cool because here you got the fire station, town hall. If I dropped you right here in the middle of this traffic triangle, you'd be able to get to every place you need to in the town of Chilmark, because we have a bank branch over there, we have the community center, the library.
Beetlebung Corner?
Yep, that's the beetlebung trees that they used to use. The wood from those, it's so hard, they used to use that to on the kegs to seal them.
Oh.
That's why they have bung holes?
Mm-hmm. And there's our post office, our real estate agency. the Chilmark School, the general store, the tavern, another real estate agency. That's one thing you can't get rid of down here. You get real estate agents tripping over themselves. And the police station. There's downtown Chilmark. And this place is kind of neat. Chilmark Chocolates. They're known because they have outstanding chocolates. They make their own. But they also employ young adults with mental impairments and mental disease, and help build them up and build their character up. We have another thing that operates down here during the summer. It's kind of neat. It's called Camp Jabberwocky. And that has 1 month is dedicated to children, another month is dedicated to adults. And basically what it is, it's for those folks afflicted with Down syndrome or cerebral palsy.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they have these great big buses, and they have vans like this where they take their clients and they take them to the beach, they take them to the to church, all kinds of different concerts, different events. And it's been in operation since before I was born. And the folks that attend it, usually I've seen some of the ones that I knew as kids. They're there as adults now, and it's a very popular program. And it's one of the things. A lot of times, it's over now because it's the summer's over. But they've, a lot of people look and they're like, what's this big red bus with all the fancy, paint job on it and all that? And I explain it to them. It's kind of a nice thing that we have down here. It kind of makes us a little bit unique, and we try and give back to anyone we can. One thing too about Martha's Vineyard, we're second only to Las Vegas for the number of weddings that are held every year. That's what this company drove for Seth Meyers' wedding this past weekend. Saturday Night Live. I was talking to someone over at the information booth in Vineyard Haven, and she corrected me because I thought it was only about 40 odd weddings a weekend.
Yep. She
told me, I guess, I don't know, this past weekend or the weekend before, 64 weddings down here. You should have seen it this past Saturday.
Wow.
I was taking a tour out. I drove through Edgartown. I went through parking lot at the yacht club, one wedding. The out by the old whaling church, another wedding. Out at the Harborview Hotel, third wedding. And this is all within a 5-minute drive. It does get a little insane down here. But a lot of people take a look and they're like, not a bad place to have a wedding. Actually, when we were at the gazebo when I first picked you up in Oak Bluffs.
Yep.
I've got a buddy of mine. He's a Catholic, so he's got to get married in the church. So he's got to get married, a small private ceremony in the Catholic church on Friday, and then he's having a public wedding right there at the gazebo on Saturday. Now, one thing I told you, I worked in my dad's business, land surveying and civil engineering. One of my dad's clients was Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. And I'm going to be able to show you exactly where her property is. It's some of the most gorgeous property on the island, and still today.
She's not still alive, is she?
No, Caroline owns it. Is John tanked the plane 2.5 miles south of us.
Yeah.
But Still to this day, single largest land transfer in the history of the island. 375.5 acres of
Oh my goodness.
dual waterfront. And she's got waterfront on a great pond and on the South Barrier Beach.
Wow.
And I'm gonna we're just crossing right over into Aquina right now. And her property, pretty much, if you want to look to your left-hand side, starting right where this telephone pole is. Look right across.
Wow.
And she owns everything until we get up to Moship's Trail. So everything from here on the roadside right down to the water.
Wow.
Now, Caroline is subdividing off 75 acres. A 25 and a 50 acre parcel. And it's rumored that Oprah is going to be one of the buyers.
Oh,
And here's where the end of her property is.
wow. It's
So-
a lot of property.
Oh yeah.